Hello and welcome. I am the Reality Rebel. I'm a geeky punk who rebels against reality by doing geeky things such as collecting figures, toys, whatever you want to call this, for the shits and gigs of it. Today we are hanging out with the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gladiator Batman from the metal. Dark Knight's metal stuff. Another Dark Knight's metal. I ultimately seeing more Dark Knight's metal is always kind of cool. You know, it's a really interesting comic line, and seeing more and more for it is cool. Getting more Batmen, whatever you want to say, is always a cool and awesome thing. So I don't mind this. He flows with a couple of other figures as well. There's like a Gladiator, Future State, Superman, and then there is the Last Night on Earth Wonder Woman. I feel like those all pose potentially really well with this guy. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the box. All right, here is the UPC, just in case if you need that, you want it. Pretty standard box, not a whole lot to it. I did pick him up from the Mcfarlane Toy Store. You can utilize the code MTS10 for 10% off. I already kind of forgot, but it's always active. It always works from what I can tell. So utilize that to get some toys. Let's go ahead and crack him open and take a closer look. All right, getting him out of the box. Here is his trading card. Little zoomed in picture of him on the back, from the back of the box. And then there is the description. Different than traditional Batman stuff, so it's a little bit more interesting to read. And then let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. Like standard Mcfarlane's, he's got the base, but he's also got this axe, which is pretty cool looking. So let's go ahead and look at that. Let's get it out of his hand, that is. So two different sets of colors to it. Silver and then the wood grain brown. Would have been nice to potentially make this a different color, the wrapping, I guess. Make it a slightly different brown. Who knows, I might go over and make a paint on that. There's this nice line work, I guess you could say, on the head of the axe. Some sort of detail to it. Looks pretty interesting. And then here he is. Honestly, his face is a little weird to me. I don't know what it is. If it's the facial hair, the mouth, but the face itself looks very comic, cartoony. But otherwise, everything else looks really cool. I do feel like maybe this, because the fact that this is silver and this looks similar, it should have been silver as well. I don't know, there's just something about it that looks like it should have been one way. But let's go ahead and look at some of his details. He's got these bat pauldrons on the side. Really cool looking. I don't know why my brain wants to think of them like that, where basically it's like the heads are part of the cape, but they are technically something else, not part of it. They're connected to this bicep, so swiveling his arm like that allows them to move around. So they are separate from this part or his shoulder, which is nice. There's the bend for his arms. These traditional Batman blades on the arm itself are pretty flimsy, but I don't mind that. Not a whole lot to it. Real nice sculpt to him. He's got these tassels, very Roman, Greek skirt. Some bat knee pads. And then a bend right there. His boots as well have some of these fin blade things. A little flimsy, but not bad. He does have some nice looking treads on his boots, which is kind of nice. I like seeing those kind of details to the boots and everything like that. He's got kind of like a wrap on his legs and what it almost looks like as well to underneath him. If you look back here on his waist, it's there as well. It would have been nice to potentially see that in the arms. You can kind of see right here. It's just a completely smooth look. Like, I know that it would have been a lot more to do, but it probably would have been nice to see some wrapping underneath as well. His cape is really nice. I like the detail of the cape. A nice texture to it, and then you can kind of see these. I almost feel like that's where like the wiring for the cape is. Like, for example, with Christopher Nolan, how like the wiring of the cape allows it to keep him for flight. It's what I kind of imagine for this, but very textured along with the top. It's a really cool looking cape. Honestly, probably one of the more impressive ones. He as well has thigh cut, so his legs do swivel around. That's probably because he's supposed to be mounted on top of the Joker Dragon and riding him. So putting him on allows you to have the leg swivel. Otherwise, not a whole lot more to this guy. He is pretty impressive, pretty cool looking. The face is a little I think, but otherwise a real cool looking figure. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.